Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Stick around until the end of the video to find the best tips I've found to earn you 10,000 this year. Hey, it's Charlie here, helping you grow your entrepreneurial and investing profits on the side. And that is what this channel helps you achieve. In this video, I'm going to talk about the habits that helped me save £10,000 this year, and they're constantly investing, diversifying, budget pots, and an average daily spend. These are the couple of different strategies or overall personal finance tips that you may have heard of, but I do ask that if there is one that you're only finding out about here for the first time, then smash that like button below. If you want to stay up to date with more videos like this one, then consider hitting that subscribe button below as well. The first strategy is constant investing. The amount that you can constantly invest depends on your current situation and really how much you are earning from your income in your job, and then if you have any other side hustles on top of that that are earning you income as well. Personally, I constantly invest £400 per month, and this is just enough for me to be able to pay my expenses and other discretionary things that might pop up as well. You need to sit down and figure out the most amount of money that you can now put away on a monthly basis. As you do this, you'll be able to grow your nest egg and you'll be able to move towards being financially free or retiring at an early age. If you use compound interest, which you will have from constant investing, this will help you a lot, and over time it can really grow your profits at a phenomenal rate. This is a fantastic personal habit to have. It is also easy to set up and it requires very little time commitment on your end. The best thing for you to do is, if you are constantly investing in the stock market and you are a beginner, is to take an approach that is called index investing. You may have heard of index investing before, but it essentially means that you are investing in one stock market index. And by doing this, you are betting on all stocks in that index to increase. Another reason that this strategy is so good is that it offers you diversity, meaning you are not putting all of your eggs in one basket, and the amount of money that you put away is not just betting on one thing to increase. This makes your investments ultimately more secure. I have multiple income streams of income that I allocate my £400 per month to, and these include peer-to-peer loans, indexed investing, and individual stock picking. If you become more knowledgeable in individual stock picking and peer-to-peer loans, then I would advise using these strategies as well. But from the start, I would recommend just doing index investing. These other two areas, you really need to improve your knowledge by reading books or watching videos before you invest in these areas too. If you do have a couple of different areas, not just investing stocks, then you're able to allocate your £400 to these as well. And these are other areas that you can spread your risk with. Warren Buffett says the first rule about investing is not to lose any money. And then the second rule is not to forget rule number 1. Compound interest is so powerful that if you lose money, then you can lose out on that compound interest massively. And this compound interest can quickly build up and let you retire at an earlier age or be financially free quicker. The next strategy to help you earn an extra $10,000 this year is to set up budgeting pots with your digital bank. These are very useful and they ensure that you stay in control of your finances. You have pots for areas like rent, holiday, expenses, education, charity, and other areas that may interest you. Ideally, you want your expenses to be 55% of your total income and you have 45% left for everything else. Your breakdown should look like this: rent and expenses 55%, charity 5%, investing 10%, education 10%, and personal things 10%. You have the flexibility for changing things in these pots and where you want to allocate the things that are most important to you. Putting money aside for investing and your expenses and rent is very important, and your rent and expenses should never be more than 55%. Digital banks provide the service of budgeting pots, and these are excellent for keeping control of your finances. When you are paying for something, you are able to decide where you want the money to come from with regards to the different pots you have in your bank account. If you do this, then you will become a lot better at monitoring your outgoings, and you'll be able to stay on top of the amount of money that you have left until the end of the month. You can invest 10 to 20% depending on how much free income you have left over. There's also a very important concept called pay yourself first. And this phrase was coined by Robert Kiyosaki. This means taking the money out from your income straight away, and this is then for yourself. You also have money then for education and personal things, you're investing, and for charity. If you pay yourself first, you're always ensuring that you are moving towards your financial goals, and there will be much more pressure on you then at the end of the month to ensure you have enough money to pay the bills that you have. I've been guilty of it a lot of times where I end up spending more money and then I don't put aside the pot that I have for myself. I know that the money is sitting in my bank account towards the end of the month, and I find I always have money when I decide to allocate it at the start. If I leave that money to be there at the end, there's a very good chance that I won't have it left over. Then the final point is daily average spend. And this concept means to stick to an average daily spend with regards to your expenses. I have an average daily spend of £20 per day, and I work this around with my expenses. So I work out the total expenses I have and then break it down to one day. Once you understand your average daily spend, you can ensure that your daily expenses stay within this limit. If, for example, you have a day where there's lots of expenses and you spend £50, you can then try to limit your spending for the next 3 days to £10, and this will put you back in line with your average. You will save £30 there then in total. You can also do whatever is suitable for you, and that means you could spend £15 per day for 6 days to make sure that you save that extra £5 and bring your average daily spend back in line. A few good tips to make sure that you reduce your daily average spend is trying to average out for a couple of days, and you can do this by going into grocery stores in the evenings and looking for short-dated food. If you purchase short-dated food, you can get it for a fraction of the price compared to standard price groceries. If you have meat in different grocery stores that is discounted, you can bring this home and freeze it and then cook it at a future date. This will allow you to eat 3 times as much for the same price if you're able to find these short-dated groceries. Another tip is to buy a thermal flask and use this to brew your own tea or coffee that you can bring with you to work or on a trip. This can save you a couple of pounds a day, which over the space of a month can accumulate to a significant amount. So that is it for this video. If you have any questions about the personal finance habits that are explained here, please drop a comment in the section below and I'll be happy to help. I do ask that if you got value from this video, then smash that like button below, and if you are new, consider subscribing then to see more videos like this. Thanks.